Hello and welcome to Watchdog Wargaming. Today I'm going to be opening and revealing my latest purchase from eBay. The box I've already tried to start to open already, so let's spend a little time opening the box and more looking at what's inside. Now I know what's in there, and I'll be waiting for one of these for yonks because at the moment, the only place where I seem to get them from is France, Spain, and sometimes from Germany, and they're really, really expensive. So, and I've been collecting this type of you'll see, but I've been collecting it for some time, and I've been after this one for a very, very long time. Let's move on. Let's get the box. Like I said, I've already made an attempt on it, but I haven't actually opened it yet. So let's let's see what's in the box. Ta-da! Okay. Yes, and I remembered to take my address off it. Thanks for reminding me, people. And I've already sort of cut it out on the outside as well. Let me just get a knife because I know I'm not going to need that one later on. And I'm also going to need a screwdriver. So that's got you thinking, what is it and what does it need a screwdriver for? Okay, so that needs opening. No, that's all been done. Just double check. Anything else on the top? Oh, right. This one end. Oh, it's like Christmas. Aha, okay. Bubble wrap. Yeah, that's a good sign. Definitely what's in the box, isn't it? This one's a... Ah, okay, let's get rid of the box. And let's get rid of lots and lots of the bubble wrap. Okay, so, yeah, quite a big box. Lots of artwork that might give away what's actually in it. 1/43 scale. And let's flick it over to the other side. So there we are. This is a Altea 1/43 Panther, I should say. Aus Mark A, the SDK 171. So yeah, this particular one I've been hunting around for a long time because I've got a lot of the actual 1/43 scale die casts already upstairs to go with my Tiger, my Stug, and on the Brit side I've got the Churchill and and you might have seen from some of my previous clips the Sherman Easy 8 I've got as well. So yeah, so they did do a small run in the UK, but again, these are hard to come by now. So this one was a very, very lucky find on eBay. I got it for a reasonable price because the ones in France and Spain and Germany at the moment, if you put into the costs of postage, are quite hefty. Right, let's open it up and let's see what it's like inside. Hopefully, this is not where like machine guns and everything else falls off. So it's so I hope you can see all this. Plastic cover on it. Okay, and so this is it. So it's Panther Aus A STKFZ 171 from the 19th Panzer Division, Poland, October 1944. So it's quite a heavy model. Like I said, it's die cast. It's got rubber tracks on it and rubber external stowage, so your shovels, your axes, your ditching bar, the MG42, and it's got the antenna on it as well. So what I'll do later on is actually I'll repaint all these external fixture and fittings, and probably just dirty up and tidy up the actual paintwork itself. So yep, it's got the divisional markings on there as well, and on the other side, now that should be the pair of clippers, starter. I think that's to do with the changing the links on the actual track. It's very similar to ones of 432s I seem to recognise. So there's that, and then on the back you've got your exhausts, your jack, external tanks. On the top, rear deck, the exhaust, sorry, the air intakes, your louvers, engine access. And on the turret, commander's turret, cupola. Now, this is the Mark A, and one thing I've noticed on the Mark A is that the bow-mounted machine gun is not there, and that there's the commander's, sorry, not the commander's, the driver's little hatch that came up as well, because they've just got the periscopes for it now, and then you've got the hatches on there as well. Okay, that's brilliant. Now, one thing I do like about the Panthers is that I think it's regarded as one of the greatest tanks ever that was built. The German Panther is probably the finest medium tanks of the Second World War, and certainly the most numerous of the German Panthers in wartime service. I think there was about 7,000 that were made. It combined the the golden triangle of firepower, armor protection, and mobility, and that was unmatched by any other tank of its period. And certainly on the Eastern Front, the primary nemesis of the I think it was the Russian Tu-34 in the last 2 years of the war, anyway. But I think it was Tu-34-85. But ironically, it had been the appearance of the Tu-34 in 1941 that subsequently influenced German tank development, including that of the Panther. One of the first designs that they were looking at was virtually an identical copy of the Tu-34, but a certain chappie with a moustache didn't want something like that, so they told them to go away and come up back with something else, and this is what they were looking at. Russian tank crews were not alone in recognizing the Panther as deadly adversary. The Allied armies in Europe encountered it during the Normandy campaign in 1944 and considered the Panther to be the most formidable, got the wrong teeth in today, German armoured fighting vehicle in Europe through to 1945. Like I was saying, the Panther's genesis lay in the need for the Germans to come up with a new tank design after the Tu-34 had rendered the Panzer III obsolete almost overnight during Operation Barbarossa in June 1941. The Panther made its combat debut in Russia at the Battle of Kursk in 1943. And was probably rushed through and sort of like had gearbox problems and everything else that you find with new vehicles that actually haven't been tested or thrown into conflict quite quickly. As I mentioned, and all major German tank development after this point was influenced by the designs featured in Tu-34. And certainly after the war, such was the effectiveness of the Panther that the French army used it for a period after the Second World War as it rebuilt its own armed forces. And I think it's the one I've seen recently was down in the Tank Museum, and I'm led to believe that was actually probably one of the last ones off the actual the rolling road for construction, but it was actually finished off by the Remy. All the parts were there, and they completed the tank, and I think that's what the tank that's actually in the Tank Museum is, the last one off the production lines, but also the fact that it was actually completed by the Remy, which makes it very unique. Now, you're wondering why I wanted the screwdriver for. So this little chick. One of the things on these things is that they're actually secured at the bottom by quite hefty sort of these triangle screws in there. And if I'm really, really careful, I should be able to take them out and get the tank off the base. Now, one thing I am collecting these for is that hopefully when COVID is over, I'll be able to put on a little demonstration game at some of my local shows of well, rapid fire, but using 28mm figures and my 143 scale vehicles. Something different, and hopefully it's be a big eye opener. But that's something I'm working to. Oh, this one's a little bit stuck, so just take that off. So there we are, 143rd scale Panther. As you can see, there is lots of detail on these vehicles, and you know, I'm quite surprised that they were part of a sort of like a magazine collection. I think they did run in the UK for a short time, but I don't think it was widely taken up, which is a shame, because I'm sure there'll be other people out there that would appreciate these just as well as I do. So there we have it. It's the 143rd scale Altair Panther Aus A die-cast figure. Very, very nice. And also a little bit of history about the old Panther as well. Again, there's lots of information out there, and what I would recommend is the if you know the old car Haynes manuals. Well, they actually did a Haynes book actually on the Panther tank, and that is that is a very, very good read. It tells you about all the different marks, variations, where they were used. Yeah, and it's a very, very good reference. So if you're a model maker, I would yeah, I would recommend getting that particular book. So that is it from that is for me at the moment. So don't forget to like and subscribe below. So if you're down here somewhere, so if you like what I'm doing, please do so. Please add comment. If there's any particular vehicle you'd like me to look at or review, just comment below, and I will speak with you next time. So thanks for me. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye now.